Yeah, we back. That was fire, man. I can't even lie.
Yeah, that was Jokes. Jokes laid that one down. That one was fire.
Yeah, that definitely was fire. Let me get our background music
That's
on.
what God I call the pillars. They all right here. That's Jokes. That's my guy Light. We live
Okay.
on the podcast right now. Y'all just missed it. Had Jokes joint on there live. Yeah.
Yeah. Salute to y'all, man.
He
Definitely.
said play it again, play it again. We'll catch you on the next one.
You can catch the replay, you can catch the actual air of the show, and it'll be on Tuesday.
All right. But yeah, so we're gonna just keep it rocking. I like that joint.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. So I kind of wanted to shift gears a little bit, and I wanted to talk about what you do in the community, man, and because I really admire that, and that's what we need out here, man. We need brothers like you that have been through it to really come back and show that the redemption story. So just talk about Snug and exactly what it is.
Well, Snug is a state-funded program. It is funded by DCJS, which is Division of Correctional Justice Services, which is the same agency that pays for COs, that pay for the training for officers. So that same entity is the same entity that funds our program. I love people to understand that what this program represents is something that, like you said, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, like a lot of people died for programs like this to be able to exist. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people say defund the police. I don't represent defunding the police because I believe they have a place. I believe they need to be here to help keep people safe. But I do believe in community accountability. And that's what this program represents. It represents people from the neighborhood going back into the neighborhood, making sure people are accountable for the actions that they do. You know what I'm saying? And this is an alternative to what we used to doing, which is what grandma and what our parents taught us. Somebody hit you back. Now we want to teach that. Always defend yourself. When somebody hits you back, understand what might be going on here. You know what I'm saying? It might not be always a time for you to strike back when you have the opportunity to reserve yourself and understand, like, this is a conflict that can escalate and somebody can die. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that value with life, you're not always immediate ready to strike back. You might want to understand, what's the misunderstanding here? And I understand that's a responsibility that everybody not be at that point to, but I'm at a mature level where I had so many consequences happen in my life that now I have that reserve. That I can hold up for a minute and see what's going on before I immediately respond. And believe it or not, that saved a whole lot of lives.
Yeah. So what do you see for like the goals in the night? I'm gonna give it a 5-year kind of like. What is the 5-year plan for your the organization?
Well, primarily everything about our organization is to reduce gun violence. So what we do is at the heightened point of conflicts, come in there and allow things to regress so nobody ends up going to jail, so nobody ends up in the hospital. Our primary purpose is to keep people from going to jail and keep people from going to the graveyard.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In the midst of doing that, I'm hoping within 5 years I can have such a presence in the neighborhood that it's almost a second nature reaction. When niggas is fighting outside, instead of people going to get their phone to record it, they're like, yo, call a Snug. Like, before you even thinking about calling the police, if it's not something that's life-threatening, if it's something that can transpire and can easily be resolved, something that can be a difficult conversation that can easily escalate into something violent, we want Snug to be there before the police.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? We want Snug because a lot of the time, because of our credibility, because we from the neighborhoods and we know people know what we've been through, they'll take time out to give us that usually 3-4 seconds to say, yo, chill, homie. Is it that serious? And people think like it's some super science. We use 2 things: our voice and our presence. If that doesn't diffuse the conflict, call the police. We out of there. You know what I'm saying? If the gunshots already get off, I do want you to call us because a lot of times we'll come after the fact. We'll get some of the information and maybe we can keep people from retaliating. Try to get to the bottom of it. It could, sometimes it'd be just easily owed money. And it don't even be serious because it'd be the principle of it. You owe me $50, $100, and it's the principle of it. So we were able to have those difficult conversations when we be like, yo, bro, it's $50. Yo, all he want to do is pay it back, bro. Oh, bro, just stop dealing with his sister, bro. You know, however we gotta have those difficult conversations, we have them, and believe it or not, a lot of these conflicts get resolved.
That's what's up, man. Well, so just describe your position at the organization.
This organization has been established since 2009. It's right now 15 working sites throughout New York State. When I was hired as what they call the OWS, which is an outreach worker supervisor. The structure of this program is you got the outreach workers who are frontline and they're constantly in the neighborhood. And they have the caseload of those who are the highest risk, and they're working with them, trying to build up their action plan, which is usually getting them out of Newburgh or just into some constructive schooling, vocational, whatever they might interest be. We try to cultivate those interests and hobbies, and with some educational or vocational, outcomes. So, and then you have the outreach worker supervisor who supervises the team while they're out in the community, and then you have the program manager. I am the program manager now, and what I do is I make sure the program stays in all the policy we're supposed to. While we're doing our job out there, we gotta, there's a lot of red lining we have to stay in, and I have to make sure we stay in line with all the things that we have to. And I just make sure all the finances are where they're supposed to be. I make sure that the administration of the program is intact. The back offices, all the paperwork, all the things that have to be, submitted to the higher ups are submitted. And that's like majority of my role.
Because I became, before I knew that you were involved with it, I became aware of the program through my man David Bain. And his brother is
my mentor.
Yeah, yep.
It's K-Bang.
K-Bang, yep. So that's how I even became familiar with it. So I seen you also, like, what is a community healer? Before I even get to that, I wanted to, because most of the time when you speak, stuff comes up that I want to kind of touch on. So how do you feel about this snitching thing that's kind of prevalent in our community now? It's like people, me personally, I'm not in the streets. I never was running the streets and none of that stuff. So I don't care who snitches, none of that really. And now, with hip hop emerging kind of with the streets, we've taken a lot of I feel like we've taken kind of the wrong things and glorified it. So just touch on that, that topic right there, the snitching aspect of it.
Well, the snitching aspect of it is like you said. It only apply for those who it apply for. Like if you're not in the street, if you're not committing crime, you're a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, you're not held under the same rules and code of conduct as if somebody who's outside living the life of crime. So I got an even better one. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I lived the life of crime for a long time. Mm-hmm. I lived in the street for a long time. Now you got somebody who made the transition into a 9-to-5. I work check to check, like a lot of people. I do not commit crime.
Yep.
I can say pretty confidently, I am no longer throwing bricks at the penitentiary. Now, if I'm not protecting my loved ones, I should have no reason to be locked up, going back to jail now. Do I still hold on some of them street codes of conduct? I do. They're engraved into my DNA. So yeah, even though I'm a citizen and I live according to the laws of New York, whatever, there's certain things I'm not going to do because of how I was brought up. Now, do I hold somebody else under those same code of conduct? No. But I hold myself under a stricter code of conduct because of who I am and how I was brought up. but I don't hold that over everybody.
Yep.
I don't even hold that. Not to be funny, but I don't hold that over you. You if you never was in the street and you always been working and staying like you see something, and this is where I draw the line. Like I'm always a fan of minding your damn business, and I truly understand that. I'm not trying to take nobody off the street that's putting food on the table. So yeah, I do have a blind eye when it comes to hustling. I don't care. I mean, long as the person is not forcing on nobody, to me, that's a paying business. I understand how that works.
Yeah,
I do understand the pros and the cons of it, and I do respect of keeping our community safe. I do respect all that. That's why police are out there doing their jobs. So if you get caught doing what you're doing, you have to eat the consequences. Now, anytime somebody get caught like that and they telling somebody else to get out of trouble, there's no way around it. You're a rat. You're a snitch. I don't condone it. My program don't condone it. Like I can't even work with somebody. I can't hire nobody who has any of that on their record.
really.
Really? Yeah. This job is our safety is first, bro. We can't be in the midst of the highest risk of those who are going to be shooting somebody and getting shot, and we got rats or people who compromise somebody else's freedom. We would never be credible to have these conversations. So our program survives on the credibility of the staff. So there's no way we can have somebody on staff who have paperwork or who's a known rat. That won't happen.
No, I gotta respect that, man. I respect that. See, my father was a state trooper, so I kind of grew up seeing like I hang out with my boys. They selling crack. My father's a state trooper, so it's like the cops and the I guess you want to call them criminals. I don't want to really put that on them, but people that was breaking the law at the time. So, what do you feel is the biggest hurdle for you as a community leader?
As community healer?
Yeah, leader and healer is, at stopping this gun violence.
I hate the word leader, even though I am a leader. I understand it, but I just feel like it comes with so much responsibility. Whereas, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like when somebody else says it, I don't like calling myself. That's why I said instead of a leader, I say I'm a healer. Why? Because I did a lot of hurt. I know I'm aware of the things I've done. So now I'm aware of what I have to do now. You know what I'm saying? So righting my wrongs means I was once hurt little boy. So hurt people. Now that I understand and I'm aware, that's why now I'm a community healer. Because now my whole purpose is to heal as many people as I can. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that I come across to, that's my objective. You know what I'm saying?
I love that, man. That's dope. So how do we bridge the gap between I got this thing that I'm going to run by you in a second, but how do we bridge the gap between the police and the community? The police have been looked at as kind of the enemy for a long time to the black people. You know what I mean? To our black delegation. So is there a way that we can obviously stop these police killings? We had the a few months ago, the black police officers, killed one of our own. So, and it's just making it worse. So what can we do to kind of come together and bring the police and the community together?
What we're doing right now, just being consistent, being that beacon of hope for somebody who we won't even know who's watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where the integrity comes in, because you never know who's watching you. So it's about doing what you know is the right thing when nobody's looking, because you never know who's looking, who you could be inspired. So it's about us having these conversations so we can attract other people and make our audience bigger. And then, you know what I'm saying, what I can teach one and what he can teach me, we just keep pushing this narrative and it get bigger. I mean, you gotta understand what we're up against, man. We're only a spit in the ocean of progress, to go against what's been built to keep us down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when you say about hip hop and the negatives about hip hop, bro, that's designed. Everything's designed the way it's supposed to be this way. You know what I'm saying? So once you are understanding that, it's like, dang, I gotta be a lot more conscious of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy hip hop. I love it. It's part of who I am. It is who I am. I identify. The first place I was able to identify myself was through hip hop. Because there was no place else in the world that we could look and see ourselves. And then they condition that to resemble a certain way. That way, when we go outside, this is what we'd be attracted to. Everything was designed this way, bro. Psychologically, I was attracted to the misinformation for a reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? My parents, I got two parents, always worked. I've never ever been exposed wholeheartedly to the struggles of my parents, right? They held it like they were supposed to. Your kids aren't supposed to see what you go through. You know what I'm saying? So I've never known whatever they're going through. All I know is that I had food, clothing, shelter consistently throughout my childhood. Every Christmas, everything I had, I was supposed to have. So at the end of the day, my parents moved me out of moved me out of New York. Why was it so easier for me to still deter into the statistic, which happened? I became a statistic. You know what I mean? Instead of coming out of college with a doctrine, I left prison with a doctrine in criminology. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's designed that way, the way it is. So where we've gotten, I am extremely proud of us as a people. Like, a lot of people get on here and be like, black people need to get together. We don't work together. Shut up. Yes, we do. I know a bunch of black people get money together. I know a bunch of black people that work together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're continuing the narrative. All right. If that's how you feel, then why don't you be the first black person to turn around and help another black person? You start that in your neighborhood. That's how we change and bridge the gap.
Love that. I love that, man.
It's
all
not
right,
rocket
so
science.
I want to run this by you because I feel like you're a very intelligent brother, man. So I want to run this by you. I feel like this: the police should be held to a higher standard, and what I mean by that is, lawyers, doctors, nurses, they are professionals, and they adhere to a certain board, so to speak. So if a nurse does something wrong, she's gonna lose her nursing license. If a doctor does something messed up, he's gonna lose his medical degree to practice. He's gonna lose that. A lawyer, they'll get disbarred. I feel like the police should have that same standard, and a police officer should actually be a professional, and they should have like a license to police. So if you get 3 different demerits on your police license, then you have to give up your badge.
I like that. You know one thing we lacking, and it's sad that it took my job to even make me even interested. And like, you have that job, that great idea. I mean, now who do you know who you're supposed to tell that to?
I want to tell it to Antonio Delgado. I mean, he had an office right here. He's the vice. I want to call him vice governor. He's the lieutenant governor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you'll be surprised how many people don't know who these people are in our neighborhood. Like, I didn't know who a council member was. I didn't know at large count. Never knowing who these people are. And you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you do have these great ideas, who do you talk to? So our population don't even know these things. So even when we wanted to change, or we wanted to even have a voice, we don't know where to take it. You know what I'm saying? And it took this job to make me aware of all of these different positions and who this is. And then guess what I found out?
What was that?
I found out the first course of misinformation that I got was from Mobb Deep, our favorite rappers.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not wrong with that. It was what they told everybody else. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We live in this to the day that we die. Nice. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. You know what I mean? So I had to be strong to survive, and when we had to be strong out in the street. So that's what I went that way. Not knowing I'm 43 years old, sometimes 36, depending when you ask me.
Okay.
But at 43, 2020, so I'm going on 3 years when I started Snug. My budget started at $200,000. You can see it's documented. Yep. When they got the budget for the program, So by the time it all out, it rolled out, it was probably like 270 grand. This is with probably like 3 staffs. So you're talking about 30, 40 grand for each staff, and then the rest for the program. You know what my program's at right now?
Was it
You want to take a guess how much my program's at right now?
close to 700?
Man, you're pretty good, champ. Pretty good, champ. We right over 600 grand.
Okay. Oh, let's clap it up for that, man.
And that's not with no fundraising. That's just with New York State saying they need to put this money into gun prevention and the programs that's out there doing the community work, right?
Yep.
I say that to say this. My whole life in the streets, I ain't never touched that type of money, bro. Never touched that type of money. So immediately back to these systems that design things the way they are designed. It's designed for us to be attracted to what we're attracted to and not this.
Right.
Because this is where the real money is. Exactly. Right. You know what I'm saying? So immediately, I'm like, damn, I've been dumbfounded. They done got me. You know what I'm saying? Because now in this position, I see where the money's at. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest tool for those who are watching, tell your mom if they got their own house and they living in they're paying mortgage, tell them to turn their house into a business. I don't care what they want to do. Why? Okay. Because that turns that house from just it is an asset when you look at the entirety of it. But at the end of the day, you're not maximizing the benefits you can have from it, because once you make that a business, and you have an LLC running out of there, it opens up the business asset where you can save so much more. And that's the things that I don't want to make it about race, but of course it's about white America. And these are the things that keep us down, because we don't know these avenues through financial literacy, and that's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it's ignorance, and ignorance has like a bad connotation to it now. It's like you're stupid or something, but it just really means you don't know. So how can you do something that you don't know or you've never been privy to? So I definitely feel what you're saying on that aspect.
Really? Do you understand, like, your mom and dad is cursed, and they're cursed without even being known, because like they don't have what we got. Like we have so much information that our imaginations could take us to places that they were so limited because they didn't have this information. They was just content with getting a house, bro, and working with somebody else for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, people that came up, they didn't have that entrepreneur spirit because they weren't allowed to have it.
No, that's a fact.
It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of grateful where we're at today. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know what I mean? Our ancestors had to come through. That's why I didn't call them ancestors, I call them predecessors, because they had the press to do what they did to open the doors for us. So this is the thing our youth need to do.
Yeah, you're changing up my lingo, man. I'm gonna start using a lot of this new lingo you throwing at me, man, for real.
Yeah, everybody got sauced it up.
What else did I want to get to, man? I kind of wanted to I want to play those 2 videos, but the way that it's working out is I'm gonna kind of play them at the end of the show, after we finish speaking. But I just wanted to shift gears real quick because, all right, I'm doing this. How do I phrase it? All right, I'm kind of doing a vlog where I'm trying to get myself back in shape, right? So I want to lose right now. I'm about 229, 232, fluctuating in that area, right? So I want to get back to like 200 pounds. So I'm trying to like eat right and do the right things, drink a lot of water. But you've been I've known you as a personal trainer, and you've always been a fit dude. So what would be your kind of suggestion?
You said you're 229 now?
Yeah.
And your goal weight is about 200?
Yep.
You know, I just did that. Literally, up to about 225, and I got myself down to like 198.
See,
and,
yep.
It was really easy, bro. It's really about your diet. You gotta remember, it's 67% what you eat, and the main thing is one of the easiest tools. Do you know what your metabolism is?
I really don't to keep it funky.
I know you don't. I'm not saying I don't know, but I know a lot of people use that term loosely, not knowing exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And this is going to be your tool, right? This is going to be the biggest tool I can give you. Your metabolism is all your involuntary systems that help, that make sure you live, right? Your respiratory system, your digestive system, you know, all the systems that make up your body, right? It's about 7, 8, 9 of them, quote me. But those systems working simultaneously, that's what your metabolism is. You know what I'm saying? So that's when they be like, your metabolism slow, your metabolism fast. It's those, that's the process of everything that's going on in your body that you can't control.
Wow.
Now, you can't control it. You can speed it up or slow it down, but you can't stop it or make it, you know what I mean? That's it's how you do it. Now, you know how you speed it up or slow it down?
Put me on, please.
It's the simplest thing in the world, bro. Eat. That's it. Eat and drink. Why do you think they tell you the more you eat is the better? 5, 6 meals.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're burning the engine. You gotta keep your engine moving. So that's the whole concept behind 5, 6, even 7 meals moderately.
I get that.
You know what
because
I'm saying?
I can't even lie to you. Since I've been eating a lot more, because sometimes I'll go like all day without eating and stuff. I noticed since I've been like giving my body, like I did a meal prep last week, and I made all my meals for like, I would say like 4 or 5 days. I ran out on Thursday. But when I was eating more and more, I felt so much better, man.
Energized.
Yeah.
Keeping the body running.
So much more done. So we're running out of time, man. I definitely want to show these videos. Just give kind of a soliloquy for the people at the end, and make sure you give all the shout out the artists and your social media and where people can reach out to you.
People could reach out to me at BBMG 845. That's Big Business Music Group 845. Or you can see me at Mr. All Business, and I spell business BIZNESS. Mr. All Business. What you're about to see is Dolly Star's brand new video, I'm the One. We're releasing that. We got a whole catalog of music that you can't get nowhere else but directly through us. So just tap into Dolly Star or the real Dolly Star on Instagram, and please tap in. We got a whole bunch of exclusives coming out for this summer. And remember, this is what independence looks like.
Facts. So we're gonna get that right on.
Hey, Gucci belt holding my pants up. Shorty gon' truck while I'm holding these bands up. She all on my dick cause I'm bent up. Big enough on me, you know I don't dance much. We pop out the cutters and ambush. I was pull up, then we shootin' they van up. My niggas was with me, we fed up. We gon' with you when your man is sitting N1, yeah.
You know I'm a gunner, I keep it 100. I came home in June and I fucked up the summer. You niggas is fools if you thinkin' you running. You niggas is fools if you thinkin' we running.
My dance, they checking the box. Just want the top, I ain't checking your box. Heard you bitch niggas be capping a lot. 30 shots on us, we packing a lot.
I make them big moves, yeah, I'm a big dude. I be in big juice, I be all into that. Putting bitches in jiu-jitsu, pistol on me full of pencils. I draw on you, then I scribble. Don't get caught up in that middle. You send one, then I'ma send two, like blah. All of my niggas go run it up. I fuck with them niggas that double up. Don't you talk about bitches, they fucking us. Now we asking this bitch, she fucking us. Stupid, don't you confuse it. Not with this music, nigga, I do this. I tell you I'm too lit.
Hey, Gucci belt holding my pants up. Shorty gon' truck while I'm holding these bands up. She all on my dick cause I'm bent up. Big enough on me, you know I don't dance much. We pop out the cutters and ambush. I was pull up, then we shootin' they van up. My niggas was with me, we fed up. We gon' with you when your man is sitting N1, yeah. I got the city hot. Hit your bitch from the back and I diddy bop. She want them bands, I get a lot. Diamonds looking like water, I drip a lot. Niggas mad cause they bitch on my dick a lot. Niggas imitate me, so I switch it up. Bullies with me, you know they gon' hit 'em up. If I ask for your chain, better give it up. Feed 100, hop out of the Billy truck looking like bigger bucks. I'm finna pick it up. Shorty right on the dick, I'm like, giddy up. Get 'em a shovel, these bitches is digging them. Lot of beds in these Marys, I'm really up. Fuck that little bitch and I make it DD up. Y'all are white on the foreign like jigging them. Different colored diamonds looking like hey, Gucci belt holding my pants up. Shorty gon' truck while I'm holding these bands up. She all on my dick cause I'm bent bent up, big enough on me, you know I don't dance much. We pop out the cutters and ambush. I was pull up, then we shoot when they van up. My niggas was with me, we fed up. We gon' let you and your man sit L1, yeah.
You know I'm a gunner, I keep it 100. I came home in June and I fuck up the summer. You niggas is fools if you thinkin' you running. You niggas is fools if you thinkin' we
I
running.
do my dance, they checking the box. Just want the top, I ain't checking your box. Heard you bitch niggas be capping a lot. 30 shots on us, we packing a lot.
Purposely I planned for this. I didn't ask nobody. No. Purposely I planned for this. I didn't ask nobody else. Cause everyone was irrelevant. And I showed up just by myself. I had to let them know I'm the one.
I told you I'm the one.
I'm the one, oh yeah.
I'm the one. I'm the one.
Nobody can come against me.
Nope. Like how you think you gon' go against me. I be doing everything, that's why they call me the queen. Sweetheart, but I come off real mean. Keep the same cool, don't wanna blow off no steam.
I'm the one, not the two, or the three.
Fantasizing about me having